What's up, Coaster Demons? Here's my top 10 bucket list coasters as of 2020. Coming in at number 10 is Untamed at Walibi, Holland. In my opinion, this ride looks like the fourth best RMC. This ride looks absolutely nuts. It looks to have some crazy ejector airtime, some great hang time. The inversions look insane. That one inversion right there, I've never seen an inversion like that before. The airtime moments on this ride look very strong. Like this hill right here is probably like Twisted Timber's airtime, and that's really strong airtime on Twisted Timber. And the inversions look like great hang time. The drops looks awesome. The airtime just looks insane on this ride. I love sustained airtime, and Untamed looks like it definitely has sustained airtime. It also looks like it has some good hang time. Looks like to have some good elements. It looks to be very smooth. Definitely looks like an RMC that I would really enjoy, and I have to get out to Walibi, Holland very soon to check this ride out, because this thing looks absolutely incredible, and it looks like the fourth best RMC in the world. And yes, I do think this looks better than Steel Vengeance. Coming in at number 9 is DC Rivals Hypercoaster. This ride looks absolutely nuts. It looks to have some great sustained ejector airtime moments. It looks to be like a very forceful ride. It looks to be very intense. That non-inverting loop looks absolutely awesome. I've experienced the one on Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket, and that one was pretty disappointing. This one looks absolutely insane. It looks very whippy from the POVs I've seen of it. This ride also has a cool thing where the other side of the train is actually backwards. I think I would prefer the side that goes forwards, but overall, I think this ride would be great no matter where you sit. This ride definitely looks like a great ride for me. It looks like one of the best coasters in the world, definitely. It definitely looks like this would just be a coaster that I would really enjoy. And without a doubt, this would definitely make my top 10 or even top 5 after I ride it in the future. And I do plan on heading out to Australia one day just to check this out, because I have to get on this thing as soon as possible, because I just can't pass up on this thing. This ride looks absolutely incredible. Number 8 is Lech Coaster. Now, I plan on heading to Poland sometime in the next 2 years, so I'm going to get on this one very soon. This ride just looks absolutely incredible. It looks so intense, so whippy. Looks to have some good ejector airtime moments. That element right there, the barrel roll, looks absolutely ridiculously insane. Like, that thing just whips right through it. And it looks to have some very rapid transitions. This looks like an upscale version of Maverick. This ride just looks absolutely awesome. Looks to have great airtime, great inversions, very whippy, very intense, and I can't wait to check this out in the future, because this ride just looks too good to pass up on. Number 7 is Karnan. This ride looks insane. This was in my top 5 bucket list coasters at first, but then it kind of lowered down to number 7. This ride just looks amazing. It looks to have great airtime, looks to be super intense. Look how whippy it is right there. I mean, the drop looks insane. The inversions look intense. It looks to have great airtime. This ride just looks absolutely incredible. Oh my gosh. I have to get on this thing as soon as possible. Like, this ride just looks insane. It looks fast, intense. Looks to have airtime, great airtime. Looks to have some hang time. And this ride just looks absolutely overall awesome. This is a coaster that I think could actually be my number 1 coaster after I ride it. Probably not, but I think it has a slim chance that it could be, because it just looks that good. Not sure though, but I really got to check this ride out in the future, because it just looks so intense, and it looks like it has everything that I want in a coaster. Now let's move on to number 6, which is the Walibi Belgium 2021 Mega Coaster. Oh my gosh, this ride looks nuts. This thing just looks crazy. Like, the airtime on this thing looks awesome. I could see that they took some ideas from RMC Intamin for this. Like, look at that. That is amazing. I've never seen an element like that before, and it probably will be very whippy in the back row. This ride looks absolutely amazing. Now, this is the confirmed layer, I think. And my gosh, this just looks absolutely awesome. I really hope Intamin builds a coaster like this in the USA, because I would love to see them do one of these in the USA, because then there would be one closer to around here than having just to travel all the way out to Belgium to ride it. Overall, this is definitely one of my bucket list coasters. I have to ride this thing as soon as possible, and I definitely am trying to plan a trip out to Germany in the future so I can ride this absolutely monstrous coaster. Number 5 is the Parc Asterix multi-launch coaster. This was number 4 at first, but then I changed my mind. This ride looks incredible. This is definitely top 10 in the world when it opens. Just, oh my god. This ride is crazy looking. It has rapid transitions, great ejector airtime moments, great inversions. This ride just looks awesome. The launches look super forceful. Untamed is known to have great launches, and this ride looks to be no exception. Like, oh my gosh. This is definitely a coaster I have to ride as soon as possible. Like, this thing just... oh boy, man. It looks insane. This ride just looks absolutely incredible. Like... I mean, that moment right there probably gives some good floater airtime. And then you go back down and you probably get some crazy ejector right here. Like, you probably get whipped out of your seat on that element. Then you go to the top. And then there's like a holding brake at the top. Kind of like a dive coaster would have. I wonder how that's going to work out. I hope it does give some pretty good airtime in the back row. And then you just have all these rapid transitions right here. And like amazing inversion right there. Just, oh my gosh, this ride looks insane. And there is no doubt in my mind I'm going to Parc Asterix in the future because I have to ride this thing. It just looks too good to pass on. This is a ride that I have to ride because this looks like a ride that I would very much enjoy and could be my number 1 coaster after I ride it. However, my most anticipated coaster in Europe is Zadra at Energylandia. Sorry, I forgot for a second. This ride looks crazy. It has looks to have great airtime, like great hang time, great ejector airtime. The drop looks crazy. RMC drops are known to be great, and this one looks to be no exception. And this ride just looks absolutely awesome. There's 2 more RMCs on this list that did beat this out, but I still think this ride looks absolutely awesome. Like, it looks to be very whippy, too, for an RMC. I love fast-paced rides, and Zadra looks fast-paced throughout the whole ride. It never looks to lose its momentum. And that's why I think this ride just looks absolutely amazing. Iron Gwazi. It comes in at number 3. Wow, this ride looks incredible. Oh, my gosh. This thing looks to have some great ejector airtime, great hang time. And it looks to be a very fast-paced ride. As I said, I love fast-paced rides, and this one looks to be no exception as well. It looks to have some pretty good laterals, too. That's going to be crazy, that element right there where it goes through that barrel roll down the drop. It's going to probably be very whippy in the back row. It looks to have more very sharp turns and airtime, but I bet you those will give ejector airtime on those turns, too. Like, this thing just looks absolutely incredible. Like, this ride's gonna have hang time, ejector airtime. This ride's just gonna be amazing, and that's why it's one of my most anticipated, one of my bucket list coasters I'll be riding. And I do plan out to head to Busch Gardens, Tampa Bay, either next year or the year after. However, we're on into number 2 now. This is Lightning Rod at Dollywood. This is a coaster I plan on riding this year, either in the spring or either in the summer. This ride looks insane. Ever since Lightning Rod has opened, it's always been one of my bucket list coasters. It just looks absolutely outstanding. The quad down looks to have crazy airtime. The whole ride just looks to have airtime all over it, and that launch looks super forceful. Like, oh my gosh, this ride just looks crazy. I heard the front row is better than the back at sometimes, and I guess I could see why. I love the front row on coasters, because I love feeling the wind blowing in your face. I think I'll prefer back on this ride, but no matter where you sit on this ride still looks crazy. And without a doubt, it's one of my bucket list coasters, and it's actually my number 1 most anticipated coaster that I'll be riding in 2020. But number 1 is Eejenika at Fuji Q Highland. Oh my goodness, this is probably the best coaster ever built. Either this or Intimidator 305. This ride is crazy. Look at how whippy those seats are. It just like flips you down that drop. And now this looks like a top scale X2. Like this ride just looks crazy. Like it looks to have more force to it. Looks to be a lot more faster. Looks to keep the momentum going the whole ride. It just looks to be like so much better than X2. Like anyone who says X2 is better than this are just out of their minds. This ride just looks too good not to pass up on. I'm gotta head out to Japan to ride this because this is my number one bucket list coaster without a doubt. This thing looks super intense, super whippy, and it just looks like to have everything I want in a coaster. This ride just looks absolutely incredible. It is by far probably the best coaster ever created. And this is a coaster that every coaster enthusiast should have as their number one bucket list coaster. There you go. There is my top 10 bucket list roller coaster. As of 2020, keep coasting on my coaster demons. Peace.